All right, there's a rumor going out there, and I'm going to address it real quick and get my opinion on it, that Doc Rivers wants to trade Ben Simmons for the #1 overall pick. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget to check out our NBA Talk playlist for more videos like this. And Rashad Phillips, he used to play for the University of Detroit Mercy Titans. I used to go to the games down in Callahan Hall, which is still actually standing. That's right around Puritan, Livernois, Marygrove District in Detroit. I'm from Detroit, if you didn't know. He has his own podcast. He was an NBA prospect. He trained NBA prospects. And now he has a podcast that he regularly has Kendrick Perkins on. And it was his opinion that he thinks that Doc Rivers is going to try to trade Ben Simmons for the #1 overall pick. He thinks. It's nothing inside information, nothing. He said it's his opinion, guessing what Doc Rivers wants to do. Because Doc Rivers did sign a 5-year deal to be the 76ers' next head coach. It's nothing inside information. This is strictly speculation by Rashad Phillips. All right, and that's what it is. So people going around and using clickbait and taking his words out of context. He didn't say I talked to Doc or I heard Doc. He said this is my opinion from a basketball aspect, knowing what Doc Rivers likes to do, that he may want to trade Ben Simmons for the #1 overall pick. All right, see, people, ain't really a lot to talk about, so people try to take a clickbait, try to use clickbait, try to draw you in. I listened to the audio, what he said it on, and he said it's his opinion. So Doc Rivers is not trying to trade the #1 overall pick for Ben Simmons. Now, if he were to do so, is it a good idea? All right, I would need something more than the #1 overall pick for Ben Simmons. This ain't a year where you got Zion or you got LeBron or, even the Blake Griffin. Me personally, I would need more than the #1 overall pick for Ben Simmons. And then also you got to know that the salaries probably don't even work each other out. So Ben Simmons just signed a max deal. That could be anywhere from $20, $30 million, depending on what part of the deal you're on. You would probably have to trade him for the #1 overall pick, but you have to match up the salaries, depending on how much room Minnesota has. Could they do D'Angelo Russell in the #1 overall pick for Ben Simmons and Philly's #1 overall pick this year and next year? Then maybe that works. All right. But before you get to speculating and talking about trading, can Ben Simmons make Joel Embiid? Can Doc make Joel and Ben Simmons work? And I think he can. All right. Britt Brown did not know how to coach basketball. And that's straight up and down. He came from the Popovich tree, this, that, and the third. Okay, people come from the Belichick tree all the time, and they suck. So I think he can get them to work together. Even if Ben Simmons can't shoot, he does a lot of other great things. Him and Joel in the two-man pick and roll, pick and pop game is nice. I mean, you also can move some parts around them. Josh Richardson, Al Horford, Tobias Harris, to fill out the team with players you need. Now, what is that ideal 2-guard next to Ben Simmons? I mean, you can put a point guard next to Ben Simmons if you want to. That's you could put LaMelo next to him. You could put guys like Anthony Edwards next to him. It just depends on what you like. All right, you can put a CJ McCollum next to him. You could put a De'Aaron Fox next to him because he can guard 1s, 2s, and 3s. Now, my ideal guy to put next to him, if we're looking at the draft, they can actually use their pick and move up and get that guy. The kid from Vanderbilt can really shoot it. That's kind of who you want next to him, a guy that can shoot it. Klay Thompson that can defend his position. Now, if you're talking about could you find somebody in the league to play next to him? I mean, sure you could. You could trade the Luke Kennard and play next to him because he can shoot and score. Get him from the Pistons. I mean, if you can get Eric Bledsoe from Milwaukee, he can shoot and score. You can get you a Marcus Smart from Boston. He can shoot the rock and he can defend. I mean, you got a lot of options. You can get Oladipo and put a deal to Phoenix. I'm not to Phoenix, but to Indiana, and you can move for Oladipo. I mean, you can go down and they shop in the 10th and Kelly Oubre. You can put Kelly Oubre next to Ben Simmons, and that's probably easily going to be the best defensive backcourt. Kelly Oubre can shoot the ball. Kelly Oubre can defend. He can slash. You instantly got dogs in the backcourt, and it's not too many backcourts who going to really light up Philadelphia unless him or Oubre get in foul trouble. You could trade for Buddy Hield. Now if you trade that #1 overall pick for Ben Simmons, well, you got to at least try to get somebody over there. I mean, try to get, D'Angelo Russell. You might have to give up multiple picks to get him. But if Karl Anthony Towns is looking to get moved, they're probably looking to start over in Minnesota anyway. But maybe if you get Ben Simmons, you can talk Karl Anthony Towns into staying. That's a nice 1-2 punch. But if I'm Doc, I'm trying to get D'Angelo Russell. And my number on the overall pick, and maybe I have to throw somebody else in to make it work. But my number overall pick, if I get D'Angelo Russell, now we got options now. You can pick Anthony Edwards, which I'm not really high on him. You got a lot of guys. You got the Okongwu guy from USC who played with LaMelo. I mean, you could trade the number 1 overall pick. It's a lot of things that you can do with that pick. You can trade it to Portland, bring McCollum over here. But if it was talking about drafting somebody, it's a point guard heavy draft, up top. But maybe you can trade it and bring in extra assets and move down and get the kid from Auburn, the kid from Vanderbilt. It's a really deep in the middle of that graph. Maybe you like the kid from Dayton, Obi Toppins. I mean, it's a lot of guys up there that you can take. So if you bring D'Angelo Russell, you can get one of those point guards and play him at the 2, and you can play him at the 1. You get a shooting guard. So, trading Ben Simmons for the number 1 overall pick, it may work, especially if you can bring in D'Angelo Russell. Even if you couldn't bring in Russell, they have to give you something to match that salary up. But, me personally, I just look at this as a fresh start for Ben Simmons and Embiid. My concerns with them is, if Ben Simmons is going to commit to trying to get a floater and a mid-range jumper. Is Joel Embiid going to cut the weight and stay in shape? Because if not, he's just going to be dealing with the same thing he did with the Clippers. Ben Simmons like to go party and drink. Well, it was a rumor that he got hung over and missed the game, had to sit on the bench. You dealing with Blake Griffin and Chris Paul all over again. Them rotating injuries and being soft and, just never being prepared for the playoffs. So he has to get a commitment from Joel Embiid that he going to come in at a good weight. He got to get a commitment from Ben Simmons that he going to come in and work on his mid-range and work on his push shot, his jumper. But me personally, could you put LaMelo Ball next to Ben Simmons? Yeah, it can work. LaMelo strong. His jumper is going to improve. He's a big guy. Once again, he got a big long backcourt. The difference is, from him and Oubre is a proven defender in this league, and he's a proven knockdown jump shooter. You got to wait for LaMelo to develop. So LaMelo and Ben definitely can work. You know what I'm saying? But LaMelo just got to get used to the league, and he's a big, strong kid. But this was strictly speculation. This was no NBA rumor, so I wanted to address that. I tried to get to it yesterday, couldn't get to it. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also got a Facebook group if you ever need to reach out. All my links there. Want to make a donation, Cash App, CJGood313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well. Best way to donate, share the video. Check out the NBA Talk playlist for more videos like this. Let me know what you guys think about, hypothetically, Doc Rivers traded Ben Simmons for number 1 overall pick and some. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. We gone.